All right, cool. Let's get started. So, I was talking to my homegirl, and first, let me start where it was. Scrolling through Facebook, right? And I was noticing one of my homegirls was saying, sad stuff. And I'm the kind of person that I need to, I need to help you. That's just how I am, right? So with that, I hit her up. I was like, hey, what's up? Simple as that. And she said that he doesn't care about me. So I try to get my mindset into the way that I need to speak the way she wants to hear, right? So she says that, and I'm like, okay, it's a relationship kind of thing. She said, he doesn't want me. So I'm like, okay, did he tell you that or something? Like, no, of course not. And we're just going back and forth, and I'm just trying to, piece it together, because there's always a core to the problem, right? And so we get to talking, and she comes out and says, who would want me? And I'm like, okay. And she's like, just look at me. And, she was talking about being attractive and everything. And in the end, it comes down to her insecurities for her body. She's a beautiful woman, but she would be considered a big girl. And with that, so I was like, okay, we found the core. That's the main problem. And if we don't attack the core, everything else, it's just gonna crumble, right? So I'm like, okay, so I'm talking to her, and my goal now is to let her know that she's good enough, right? She even said, oh, he's out of my league or something in the text. And there's no such thing as somebody being out of their league. No matter what possessions they have, they could have a car, they could have their own house, they could have their own business or whatever. That doesn't mean somebody's better than you in any other way. You guys you have your own lives, you're in different scenarios, different positions in your life. And I was letting her know, like, she's good. Like, she's worthy. She started to back up her reasons for not being good enough. She was saying that she has kids, she still lives with her mom, she's struggling between two jobs, just making ends meet and whatever. And we are conditioned to beat ourselves up. There's plenty of people out there to beat yourself up. You don't need to add on to it, right? And I wanted to make this video for the people that do feel insecure, and I want to give you some tips and stuff like that to feel better about yourself, right? So tip number one, and I try to tell her, surround yourself with people that understand. People, if it's millionaires or body goals or whatever, surround yourself with the same goal people, or the people that have the stuff that you want. Now, with doing that, there's a saying, birds of a feather flock together, or you are what your 5 closest friends are, or something like that. So if your friends are drug addicts, you'll be a drug addict, something like that. But with that being said, humans we're designed to absorb, right? A baby sees you walking all the time. What happens? They start walking. It's not in their genetic code to start walking. They see you walking, they want to do it too, right? So if you see someone going to the gym all the time, if you have body goals, you'll end up going to the gym. Hey, I want to do that. The diet gets right, hey, I want to do that. Drinking a lot more water. Hey, I want to do that kind of thing. So number 2, I want to say, you really need to work on yourself. Insecurities is the inside, right? You, in order to have outside, what's it called? Just attract things from the outside, you need to do it from the inside, right? You know, so with that, you need to do things. If you have insecurities about your body, you need to do things that make you feel beautiful, right? Of course, working out, that's something. But also, you know, go, you know, if you're a woman, do your makeup, feel beautiful, right? Do things that make you feel beautiful. Do things that make you feel good on the inside. Meditate. You can try meditating. I would also recommend you to look in the mirror every day and tell yourself you're great, you know, tell yourself you're beautiful, you know, tell yourself you're awesome. It works. You do it every single day, you're gonna believe it. You believe everybody else is saying that, oh, you know, you're not good enough, you're ugly, or something like that. You believe them because you hear it every day. You know, what if you hear good things all the time? You know, it's funny how people will tell you, oh, you're awesome and stuff like that, but then we're quick to be like, nah, I'm not, or anything like that. But when they say negative things, we take that to heart. Like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, you know, I'm broken, I'm insecure and stuff like that. Oh, you're not. You're cutting your potential down to a minimum because you're believing what some randy cat in Texas with a farm and only takes care of pigs. Who cares? Who cares what that person thinks? And number 3. Let's get on with the list. Number 3, I told her I asked her, 5 years from now, would you be worrying about the same thing? Of course. Hell no. No way. No way. So why are you worrying about it now, right? I always suggest putting your mindset into the person that you want to be, right? You want to be a better parent, be that better parent. You know, you want a better living situation, have the mindset of having someone in a better living situation. You want to have a better body, put your mindset in that kind of thing. What does that person with the body goals have? They're constantly in the gym, they have their strict diet, they're serious about it, motivated. Now, things take a day-to-day thing to do, but you can always do it. And you know, it's interesting that people just they don't know how to let go, and they hold on to their past. When I was talking to her, she said, oh, you know, back then I looked better, my body was a lot better and everything, to better care of myself, stuff like that. That's who you were. That's who you were. You're not defined of who you were. Now, she was comparing herself, which was, she looked good back then, she doesn't now, right? She had this back then, she doesn't now, you know, or she didn't have this and she does now. Play the hand you're dealt with. You know, you had that before, and now you have this now. Why are you worrying about before? What is you focusing on your past going to do for your future, for today? You know, unless you're learning from your mistakes, I'd say don't worry about your past. And, you know, I'm not one to talk. You know, I have my own insecurities. Yes, I'm in the gym all the time. Yes, I'm working hard or whatever. But that wasn't overnight or anything. I even have insecurities about my body. I personally don't care for them. I flaunt them. You know, that's who I am, you know. And that leads me into, you know, the last tip. I would say, you know, take pride in them. Too many people are focused on the better side of life instead of, well, I don't want to say instead of, but also, focus on the negatives. You Kobe Bryant, people people only remember the times that he made his the game winning shot, right? But there was plenty of times where he missed that game winning shot, but people don't focus on that, right? People focus on the victories, right? But Kobe Bryant, he's the one that focuses on that to better himself, right? He practicing every single day. There's been plenty of shots that he's missed, but people highlight the shots that he's made, right? So with that being said, you can't be a shining star without a big shadow. People want the attention and everything, and then they don't want the backlash from it. There's always going to be haters, but you need to be your biggest supporter. And I would definitely suggest, you have the insecurities, you have your problems, you have your troubles, but that doesn't make you your troubles, your insecurities, your problems, or anything like that. You're not those things. It's just all a part of who you are. And you need to first love yourself. That is the overall key. And in order to love yourself, you need to love every part of you, not just the good parts, but the bad parts as well. They say nobody's perfect. So realize that since nobody's perfect, you have your insecurities, I have my insecurities, they have their insecurities. Just because you look at somebody else and like, oh, I wish I had that, that doesn't mean that they had a perfect life. So overall, that's it. On the fly, here we go. That's it.